John Horans-Kates. I came to Vail in 1974.
I'm Jimmy Roberts, and I've been here for a while.
I'm Bob Knous. I first came to Vail in 1962.
My name is John Garnsey, and I came to Vail in 1975.
And I'm Bryon, and I've been here since about 1964. It was at the Vail Athletic Club. We had a meeting, and I don't remember if you were there, Byron. I was there. No, John, you were there. I can't remember if Jimmy was there or not. And we had this meeting to talk about how do we go about bringing World Cup back to Vail. Do you remember that meeting? And all we knew is we had to get along with Serge Ryan. That's all we had to do, because Serge ran the World Cup with an iron fist, and it was his baby. And if Serge liked you and you could give him something, then you might get a World Cup. And I remember that meeting, and when we talked about bringing that international ski racing back to the valley.
Byron and I went to Europe to try to get the first World Cup race. And I raised your hand at the right moment.
I was in the meeting, and John was out there trying to figure out how to work these contracts with the media companies, the ones that were going to do all these races and etc. And Serge got up on the platform and he says, "Canada doesn't want the race." He says, "Vail, will you take the race?" I said, "Yes, that's what we're here for."
You guys did it?
We'll take the race. And then Canada didn't want to do a downhill or something else, and the women came on, and he said, "Vail, will you take that? Do you want that other Canadian race?" "Yeah, no, we'll take that one."
Great move.
And we had gone over to get one race, and he's out in the hall. And he comes in and he said, "What happened?" I said, "We got two races."
That night, at the end of the conference, we went on a dinner cruise around the lake in Switzerland. And we get on the boat, and I'm talking to Graham Anderson. You guys know Graham Anderson? He was one of the ski team
skiers.
officials, yeah. And I said, what's happening over in the corner of this? Over in the corner, Mark Holdler, Bud Little, Gianfranco, and the two guys from Aspen. Jerry Bland was president of the Aspen Ski Company, and the vice president. They're all huddled around the table.
Torbeck.
John Torbeck. What are they talking about? He says, "World Championships." I said, "Well, what the hell is that?"
We want one of those.
Because I didn't really know. So he tells me what it is. And I said to him, "That's our major competitor, of course, and so they're going to scoop us." So I said to Graham, "If they ever back up, would you call me?"
Step in.
So this was in June. We have the World Cup race.
Right.
In April, Graham calls. Aspen pulls out. "Would you want to take over the U.S. candidacy?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Give me 24 hours." And we were on the way to Sydney.
There wasn't really much about it. So we really pulled upon Bud Little and Graham and others to feed us, okay, this is what it is. And then we started doing research on what it might cost, and we put together a budget. We had no idea what we were doing, none. And we put together this budget of what it might cost. And then Vail Resort said, let's go for it. And so we put a ragtag bunch of folks together and went to Sydney to the Congress. Well, the humbling thing was that no one knew Vail. No one. They knew Aspen because of 1950. They knew Squaw Valley because of the Olympics. And they knew Lake Placid. Yeah, the Olympics. They never heard of it. Never even heard of it. So we were like, "What do you mean never heard of it?" And that was like very humbling. I think the key thing though about the first World Championships in Sydney was that John, being the vice president of marketing for Vail Resorts, you had an amazing eye for detail and quality, and you put together the presentation. And no one knew us. There was like 12 countries running for this thing, and thank God we got second, because we didn't know what we were doing. And then we lost to Crown Montana by 1 vote.
Right.
And the only reason we lost to them is that Canadians voted against us. And, you know, but thank God we did, because we didn't know anything. We learned so much later from Commonwealth.
Was as a marketing guy, you want to get the word out. So here's the men's now. You do 36-inch snow.
Highest viewership. Everybody's ready to watch.
In Europe's prime time.
Right.
And here's a guy, ORF, out there at the finish line saying, unfortunately, there's too much snow. The races have been canceled.
I'll never forget that morning. I was going up the lift at about 5 in the morning. And Jimmy had been up there all night with all the crews. And I was like, oh, we gotta run this race. We gotta run this race. We always run the race. You know, we always get it done somehow. So I go up the chairlift and I get off at the top of Centennial Lift at Beaver Creek, and I go right into a snow up in the air. I mean, I go, that's like another race. Okay, we're not racing.
We're gonna go skiing.
And but by the way, do you remember all the athletes had one of the best powders?
They were so happy.
They all came out and they were skiing.
They were all heading up to get there for the race. They did exactly what John did. They were yodeling, screaming, yelling, snorkeling. They knew it was going to be canceled and they were going to enjoy it. Right?
They were all powder skiing.
They were out.
That was a good powder day.
They took off, and it was the best marketing, as John says, we could have ever hoped for.
Create a festival. The ski racing is obviously the centerpiece, but the community has always organized other things around that really make it attractive. So whether it's concerts or the opening ceremonies is a fantastic experience. So I think it's a combination of a variety of things.
I think that one of the real benefits of the Vail Valley Foundation is that the foundation, because of its involvement in the cultural arena, has all these contacts, and being able to create that festival is a natural for the foundation to do that. And we have to create more excitement in the finish standings between runs. We have to create more excitement before and after the races. All those things to bring more people. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, John, for sure, is being able to create a festival, not just a ski race.